All right. Hey, everyone. For reasons I don't even know, I'm Lasertrap. I press buttons and go fast. And who are you?
Hi, I'm Bearhead. I press buttons, go pretty slow.
And I'm Sarah. I don't even press buttons. I don't play video games. I'm just here for emotional support.
All right. So this is Lego Star Wars, the video game for the Game Boy Advance, not the traditional style that you may be used to. And in fact, this game is very hard and it's very punishing. If I die, I actually have to go back to the start of the room. So as such, I am kind of expecting to die in this run. There are revives I can purchase to respawn on the spot. If I revive, I will be donating $5 per revive, and if I have to take a full death, I will donate $10 for that, for every time it happens during the run. So, let's get set up and ready to go. Time button's right there. I almost lost it. All right, who's ready for some Lego Star Wars GBA? Woo! Lego block.
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1, go. So I usually go in order of episodes 3, then 1, then 2, because 3 is so hard, but I figure why not go 1, 2, 3 for the marathon. We start with a bit of a cutscene here. TC-14 leads only Obi-Wan, not Qui-Gon, into this mysterious room where nothing will go wrong. Nothing at all.
Oh, nothing.
Never. Oh, no.
So as soon as I gain control, I will open the door and, with any luck, do this very quickly. Go out of bounds.
Hey.
Hey. So corner clipping happens kind of a lot. We'll explain it, I'm sure, a few times throughout the run.
At least.
Yeah. This is an isometric game, as you can see, and so I was under the ground even though it doesn't really look like it, but now I'm in bounds and we go to the next room. So, out of bounds, we determined just this week that it's kind of like a wedge, slide, go. Actually, Sarah determined that.
I like to call it wiggle slide.
You
go,
do? Okay, yes.
Yes.
My bad.
Wedge is also.
I'll get it right later on. Nice thing is that you're invincible while using the Force, which is not usually the case in other LEGO Star Wars games. And why am I jumping even though it's actually slower?
That's a great question, actually. So since we're jumping, a lot of the lasers that are being kind of shot at us are going to miss us since we're in the air. So.
Exactly. It's kind of our best method of taking damage, and even though this first level is quite easy, I don't want to get hit. So 2 slashes on that one, and then I use my special attack twice to take out the other 3 all in one go, and that's the first level done already.
Woo!
Yeah!
Easy.
So that was pretty simple, but it'll get more difficult from there and kind of silly in this level. A special attack is unique to every character, and we'll never see Qui-Gon's in this run because it's very slow, but Obi-Wan's special attack is like that force push. It's kind of like a wave that can take out as many enemies as are on screen. But as I'm running through the Naboo Forest, we will encounter a favorite character of absolutely everyone.
Of course.
Jar Jar Binks.
Woo! And
There's
everyone's favorite.
All right, so I now have to switch to Jar Jar. He jumps a lot higher than your regular character. It's actually something that was kept in common from the PC version and console version of LEGO Star Wars 1. But coming up, we'll be seeing Jar Jar's special attack. I call it his silly attack because he screams and makes that sound as you just heard. This drop is an attack upgrade. It's always on that tree stump. And now, he's just going to flail his arms and take out these turrets. And as long as those turrets don't shoot me first, that would be really bad. If they shot me, I wouldn't be able to use my silly attack properly, but I did. So here's another clip. You will see maybe that collision is not exactly where the game tells you it is. So like, I was kind of right in the middle of where the corners meet, but it's a little bit to the right. Yo, so generous.
good corner clip, good corner clip.
It wasn't.
Second try.
And I switched back to Qui-Gon even though I'm about to go straight to the end of the level. The reason is the next level starts as the same 2 characters, Jar Jar and Qui-Gon, but it starts you as whichever one you were last. And when the level starts, there's a long time before you're actually allowed to change characters for some reason. And I need to be Qui-Gon to do this next clip, which is different to any other that I do. It's one of the hardest to learn because of everything that can go wrong. There's a good setup if you're properly out of bounds, but that doesn't always happen. Okay, so missed it that first try. Hold down, go in, and hopefully this should be it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. 1, 2, 3, and we're good. Okay, we'll make it. Yep.
Nice.
The risks with that are that if you do make it out of bounds, but you're not on the right like invisible plane, which you can't even see, it's a little bit unfair. But you know, we're not going to be there anyway. If you're in the wrong spot, you can get stuck, and then you can end up falling into either Softlock City, or if it's feeling generous, it might kill you. So coming up, we will see Padme, and we'll have kind of another glitch here. A very minor one, though. So usually, the game is asking you to select, which will go straight to Padme. But if I spam it a couple times, I'll go to Jar Jar so that I can make this unintentional jump. Which I'm kind of surprised I got first try, because it's really selective about whether it will give Jar Jar enough height to make that jump or not.
All right, now you got the targets there. They're the hard part, right?
Yeah, what's wrong with these targets exactly? Let's find out.
Let's see where they shoot.
Yeah, I'm kind of shooting below them, and it's, yeah.
First try.
But if I stand here, we'll get some more drops from the sky. And one of those is a speed up, which has me going really fast. You thought this wasn't a real speed run? You thought wrong. There's another one right here, which isn't an invisible spot. This is the last room of the level where I'm just freeing 5 of the Royal Guards. Hopefully I'll have some speed after that one. Yep. So that means I played it pretty optimally.
Nice.
Stuck on the ship there. Now you may notice throughout the run that changing characters is quite slow. There's like a long 3 to 5 second animation. And so I will only be using it if I really need to, or if there's a skip like this. I'm only switching back to Jar Jar, but if I could do this room entirely as Qui-Gon and it would be faster, then I would prefer to do that, because you have to use the Force to free all the guards. However, it just turns out that jumping as Jar Jar off of that container there is faster. So we'll free just one more guard, and then there is a little bit of a fade-out sequence, and that's 3 levels done.
Yeah, we're just sitting on the ship to avoid being shot.
Exactly. Now, Bearhead, how many levels are there in Episode 1?
In Episode 1, there are 5 levels.
That's right.
And then Episode 2, it goes down to 3 for some reason.
Yep.
And then Episode 3, we go up to 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who knows why?
So this is the first place I learned how to clip, because the collision is actually where the game suggests it should be.
Another corner clip
Crazy.
there.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks for clapping for what I call the easiest clip in the game.
Gotta get some
So we'll be seeing kind of what I was talking about with the collision not being where the game tells you it is right after this cutscene. The ominous Maul appears. This is probably the easiest level, even if that isn't the easiest clip. But yeah, here we go, kind of. Excuse me, there we go.
corner that you're going at.
The wiggle
Definitely
slide.
corner.
The wiggle
Wiggle
slide.
It came in clutch.
So doing that clip, not only is it a lot faster, but it also makes it so that no enemies spawn here.
Nice.
And then I just talk to Watto and I say, "Give me the boy." No pod race in this game. Boo.
Ooh.
In fact, there are no ship levels in this game, and that is perfectly fine. So now I'm just backtracking through this room. I have to switch to R2, and hopefully I'll take flight before the Tusken Raiders get to me.
Easy.
I have died due to them hitting me into that pit. And then we're done. We will see Maul one more time, and let's see. Yeah, if we have any messages, now is a good time for a quick one.
Sure thing. We got $5 from Carcoon.
Yay!
Yay, Carcoon!
Carcoon saying, Lego Star Wars hype. Good luck, Laser Trap, and may the force be with you. They are
you very
putting
much.
those $5 towards the Super Mario Galaxy 2 perform the hardest level
Excellent.
incentive that you can also donate towards if you want to.
Indeed, Mario Galaxy 2 coming up right after Lego Block. That's a Green Stars run. I don't know if we've ever seen those at ESA.
I don't know either.
I know we saw any percent last year, but it should be a lot of fun. So this is the last level. It's going to be a lot longer than any of the ones we've seen so far. Not the last level in the run, excuse me. Last one in episode 1.
If only.
Yeah.
World record. So first room is simple, so we had some time for messages there. But now we're going into one of the mean ones. How
Let's
do
hope
we
we get
explain
good
this?
drops.
Yeah, this is like I love my RNG and speedruns, but this is super mean because it's like you've got your consistent battle droids here that you can kill. I have to kill 30 of them to end the room, so let's see more silly attack. But what's going to be really important is the drops, and I'm going to play it really safe and get that blue stud there. Because this is a level where I can buy a revive for the low, low price of 25 studs. Now, this actually hasn't been a good opening at all.
No.
All the homies hate this level.
They sure do. Taking an age to get taken out. Oh,
there
we go. There we go. Okay.
There's some good drops.
So we've got the drops that we need, but unfortunately, like, I don't have enough special meter to go for another silly attack right now. The special meter is that lightsaber bar under the many hearts I have. It's not your traditional 4 hearts in a Lego game, but we kind of need a lot in order to live and not go back.
You haven't taken too much damage yet, though. Which
No,
is good.
definitely not. So let's see some more silly attacks. I would love if I could get an attack upgrade, maybe, because that would make these kills go a lot faster. That's one of the many pieces of RNG that you could get. We could even get an invincibility drop from someone, and the other piece that is like pretty random is whether or not they will all spawn quickly. There's an attack upgrade, okay. So hopefully, if they want to appear anytime soon.
And you're avoiding studs as much as possible, correct?
Kind of, although with these guys dropping stuff at random, they tend to just, fall on my head.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you can.
When I can, yeah. I definitely want to avoid getting 25 or more because that would take up, more than a second in the status screen. Wow, these spawns have been horrendously slow.
The marathon luck coming in.
Yep.
Hey, but I haven't died,
Correct.
You haven't.
and I only have to do one more after this.
You got a lot of life drops as well, which is good.
Yeah, that's very good. All right, there's one more.
Right. He was trying to hide. He knew you
That
were
one was definitely trying to try it. So there's going to be a countdown timer here, so we have time for another quick message.
Sure thing. We got $50 from Bob's T. James, I assume.
Bob St. James.
Saying, what a great crowd. That laser trap is great.
That is actually my grandfather.
Very nice.
I hope you're having fun watching at work, I assume. So what's actually happening in this section, we saw the droids all collapse and stop working. That's kind of what happens in the real movie. But now this countdown timer is just so that I can go and collect studs, and as was mentioned, I don't want to collect studs. But there is an important thing coming up. I might try and do a clip for fun. There's an important thing coming up when, there we go, the timer hits 1 second. I'm going to hit select. That brings up the character select menu, and then that will cause a glitch as the screen transitions. So 1 second, character select up, and now we go into the boss section. I could move here, but I don't want to, otherwise the glitch will break. Now I can. So Maul leads Qui-Gon into the boss arena through these force fields. Or does he? That cutscene is meant to go on for a lot longer. So I'll just buffer myself so that I can get through here quickly. I can get to them early, and now I can slash Maul ahead of time, and he's not going to fight back.
The quick kill.
All right, he's dead. So we saved Qui-Gon, didn't we? Oh no, he's dead too.
Still dead
Aw.
somehow. Old age got him.
All right, so because we killed a lot of droids, the status screen will take a little longer. Yeah, that's episode 1 done. Into episode 2.
Woo!
Thanks for getting hype. I asked him to get hype for this. It's really awesome. So we're back in Tatooine for the first level of episode 2. And once again, we have exactly the same clip. And I'm messing up the easiest clip in the game. How about it?
This is why we clapped earlier. It's a really hard clip.
Okay, I'm not even getting the wedge part. There we go. There's the wiggle.
Wiggle.
Wiggle. So you kind of wedge, and the wedge causes the wiggle because you're sort of stuck between two planes. And then once you're in between those planes there, because the corners kind of have an overlap, the edges overlap to create an extra bit in the corner. And this is the case for every convex corner we found. But once you're wedged in them, you can just go through the seam in the middle and slide through. It is position perfect, so it's really hard.
Very hard, very hard.
Full health upgrade there. Should I go Reviveless?
Do it. You did it earlier.
I did it earlier. All right.
Did it earlier.
Reviveless on stream? All right.
Yeah. You missed it. They did a crazy run earlier. No recordings.
I know. It did have 2 deaths in it, but it was probably still about a 44, which I would really take for this marathon.
Now you've said it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So this this Tatooine level is not backtracking. Now we're going to help the Larses on the moisture farm. They say the Tusken Raiders broke their moisture farm, and we have to help using our force powers. So I have to repair 5 of them, but in order to avoid the Tusken Raiders, which will avoid taking damage and a long cutscene of them spawning, I can go through a totally real corner there, and now I'm underground. Totally real corner.
Totally.
That's actually just a wall that happens to have a tiny bit of corner collision on that one spot. But now we've repaired the farm. And I want to stay underground, but I have to jump up a little bit to talk to Owen here. All right, so he's going to tell us that the Tusken Raiders actually took Anakin's mom. All right, he's really mad about that. Okay, so let's ride on a dirt bike. Dirt bike? Speeder bike. All right, Mom. Son. Have a seat. Love. Death. Anger. So, because he's so angry, Anakin has to kill not just the men, but also the women and the children.
Even the movies wouldn't show this.
Yep.
But
So, I now have to kill 25 of the Tusken Raiders. I mean, Anakin just calls them sand people. He doesn't even know what their correct name is. Get an attack upgrade down there. So this is kind of the risky part for going Reviveless, is that if I take a bunch of damage here, I have kind of rerouted this recently so that I'll come up to this section a little bit early. And on top of this tent above us is a full health refill. So that will help us with not getting the revive, and we should be all right from this point.
yeah, that makes it easier.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting the levels that they've decided to pick for episode 2. I
Yeah.
know a lot happens in episode 2, but killing all the
Nice.
Tusken Raiders on screen.
Nice.
So there is one left, but that's not actually all of them. That was a really clean ending because I got 5 of them to all group together, which is another advantage of actually going up early. But what else is in episode 2, Bearhead?
We have coming up now Droid Factory, or as we like to call it, the Lost Factory, because this is the short one.
So we have Short Factory and then we have Long Factory because for some reason the other 2 levels in episode 2 are both in the Droid Factory. I
Wow.
totally missed the button.
There's Camino, there's the Jedi battle.
No,
there's
none of that.
everything that could
None of
happen in
that.
episode 2, but no.
No.
Just Droid Factory and then Droid Factory again.
And then the Short Factory is just basically 3 clips. My gold split is 1 minute 17, so yeah, it is a really short factory. It's just Obi-Wan going through. Hopefully I'll get this second clip pretty quickly because I'm planning to not take out either of these big damage turrets. Oh, go through the middle, dude. Okay.
There you go.
Nice.
Didn't get shot.
Did not get shot. Those turrets do more damage than regular enemies would, but now we have one more clip. Well, there's no penalty of like dying if I miss this one. It was just slow. It's okay.
Yeah.
Hey. And then walk down into the cutscene where Obi-Wan gets captured.
Noticeably, episode 1 Obi-Wan
That's
gets
true.
captured.
The Obi-Wan that I play as in every episode is the episode 1 Obi-Wan. They just didn't upgrade his sprite. That's going to be the case for Anakin in episodes 2 and 3 as well. But now we have the Long Factory, where it turns out that both Padme and Anakin managed to get themselves stuck in the Droid Factory too.
And this is what I like to call, somehow, Droid Factory returns.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
He always does.
Such a stupid line. Anyway, who else to the rescue but R2-D2. So R2 can fly across. His flying is actually limited by the special attack meter, and this is a one-time in I think any LEGO game where we can just randomly get height in R2's flight, and that's the only time you'll ever see it. R2 can actually attack by placing landmines whenever he wants. And it wasn't until Jank Pickle became a runner that we actually found out that you can detonate them immediately too, just by pressing L. So I'll give my first shout out at this point in the run. Thanks to Jank Pickle for what she's done in this game. Is the current world record holder at 42 minutes and 42 seconds.
Yeah.
And the only thing I believe she found was that R2 thing, but no, she's had a very strong hold on the record ever since it was first taken by her. So now we've rescued Padme. Do you want to
targets.
Yeah, more targets. Yeah, that's exactly it. And we've got some green troopers in the way. And like I mentioned before, I can't change characters for like 8 seconds after I change rooms, so I'm switching to R2 early in order to use this panel as soon as I can. Health management from this point to the end of the level is going to be a little bit of a problem. Not that I'm in a bad spot right now, just because it always is. So there's also kind of a new strat to me at least, where I stay as R2 until the end of the level, which is what I'm going to attempt to do. But it will make it a lot harder because clipping as R2, he's got a different hitbox, and so I want to see if we can do this soon. Well, I seem to be keeping the turret off screen so that it doesn't want to shoot me. And with my slightly shaky hands, it's becoming an issue. All right, there we go. So I stay really close to the inbounds, but then just get around that force field. Now, one advantage to not being R2 at this point is that I can jump over this, but I would have to switch back to R2 for one more skip in this room, so it's just not really worth the time it's not really worth the time to switch twice. And here we have the same clip that we saw at the end of the last level, but R2's hitbox is being weird, and I want to try and avoid that electric thing. Please go through. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. And we go straight to one other strat here where I want to fly kind of a long way. If you happen to catch the Batman run early last morning, you may have seen some E-gliding. And R2 can kind of do something similar, so I can preserve the special meter. But first things first, before I get back to that, I want to throw my lightsaber at Dooku, which I did see. It hit him. And by throwing my lightsaber at Dooku, you know, he's just randomly at the end of the droid factory. It just so happens that after he's very evil to 2 of our Jedi, that first lightsaber throw makes it so that he is very allergic to Yoda.
Let's see what he does.
And once again, he does absolutely nothing. Just like Darth Maul.
And just like that, episode 2 is
Episode
over.
2 is done, and we're only at 22 minutes right now. So that's like half of the run. Yeah, episode 3 is double the length of what we've seen so far.
Yeah. You can really tell where the developers put the effort into this game.
Indeed.
Episode 3.
They made episode 3 kind of brutal. Like, I died so much playing casually. It's actually a difficult casual LEGO game. So let's go and see what episode 3 is about. The first clip that I do, because I start with episode 3, I reset to this clip so often because it's kind of time sensitive and... Nice, okay.
Hey.
The reason it's time sensitive is because that turret there can turn and shoot me, and then it really messes things up. And the only thing you can really do after that is kill it, which takes even more time. So, you know, at the start of a speedrun, might as well reset.
I have seen that reset quite a number of times.
Yeah, I have 450 plus attempts in this category, so it's happened a lot.
So we got a really, really long elevator section here.
Yeah,
Just stand for a while.
but it broke. What's up with that? So,
He's confused too.
once
Yeah.
again, R2 to the rescue. And the switch to fix the elevator is on the other side of this room that we haven't seen yet. That's mighty inconvenient.
So very different to any other LEGO game that you might have played on the PC or a console. When you die, you don't just explode into studs and then respawn where you are. You need to completely restart the room from the start. So it's very important here that we don't take too much damage and die.
And this room, like, from the start when I did that initial clip, takes about 2.5 minutes. So a death at the end would be, like, the worst thing ever. However, it's pretty unlikely to happen because after this cutscene you will see, well, first it's going to show me some super battle droids coming to the enemy's rescue. But after this, you will see that a big full health refill falls on my head, and there's even another one just down the hallway from here, so it really wants to make sure that I don't die. But now I'm back at full health. Unfortunately, this is one of the 3 most common crash spots in the game, but we should be good because that super didn't explode into a ton of studs, causing a bunch of lag. But now we have to do another R2 clip here. Oh, that's a really fast wiggle. Can we go through? Okay.
There's
There we go,
the
there's the slide.
So John makes them look really easy, but they aren't.
They are not. It's kind of like you can only press the direction pad to clip for a couple of frames at most, and then you have to get in the right position and know where that position is on every corner in order to clip through. But that's the first room of the level done. It's like more than half of the level. And we go straight into another of our favorite tricks, a clip.
Woo!
And once again, that clip, it barely saves any time if you just were to walk around, but it does remove all the enemies. And actually, it does save more time than I realized when I tried to avoid it one time because there's a force field in the way. This is Dooku number 2, one of the harder bosses, not the hardest, but I reset to this fight a lot. Anakin's special attack, this is a new one that I believe we haven't seen yet, is throwing his lightsaber, which is going to do more damage than just slashing. And also, if I were to slash, I could get locked in like a duel, and I don't want that. So I'm going to try to throw 3 times here, and then I'll run out of my special meter. Okay. And then I want to bait him behind these stairs, because then I can jump over the stairs, and Dooku doesn't know how to jump. And hopefully he stays back there, so I can throw 3 more times.
Very nice.
But then I'm going to walk over. Okay, I heard him die off screen, and that's pretty much as perfect as you can ask for that fight to go.
Woo!
Clean.
First level of episode 3 down. It is going to only get harder from there. So I am pretty nervous about how the rest of this run will go. We have Yoda coming up, and I did mention that it's faster to walk than to jump everywhere, but Yoda is so slow walking that it actually is faster to jump all the time.
He's an old guy.
He's almost 900.
Almost.
But it does make it so that you're kind of constantly trying to avoid all of these blaster bolts. So right now I have to cluelessly free 5 of these clone troopers because they're on my side, right?
Surely.
Surely.
Yeah.
And this is another level where I have a chance to purchase a revive. So I will be collecting studs for that. And the only drop we know how to manipulate in this game is by Jedi slamming those containers, or like any container. It will drop a gold stud. And you may have noticed that I have 11 studs, and that's like really not normal for a LEGO game. So in this game, silvers are worth 1, blues are worth 5, and then golds are worth the most at 10. As opposed to the usual silver 10, gold 100, blue 1,000. Sometimes purple, yeah, 10,000. Oh, I want that. Okay, so this is a random drop, and it's another speed upgrade, so now Yoda can go zoom. He'll
Same
go.
speed as a normal character.
He'll go
Right.
more zoom in this room because there is significantly less enemy lag. All right, so coming up here
Skip.
is say hi to Barry the Barrier.
Hi, Barry. We're gonna skip right.
Yo!
That is an incredibly precise
I
jump
promise
right
you
there.
that is actually as stupidly tight as it looks. It's another big reset point which is a good reason to do episode 3 first. But now I switched to Chewie, who I should have collected in the last room, but I didn't because the game gives him to you in the next room anyway. So now I'm Chewie, and he can just walk, and it will be a lot faster than Yoda's jumping speed.
Can we get your Chewie impression? That was a really
Best
good
one
one.
I've heard today.
Yeah.
so.
Now I've purchased that revive. This is kind of just go through the trees and try not to die. I'm obviously going to go for Deathless because even if I do die and revive at the spot, it will be slower. Not that I hate charity or anything, but I haven't died yet. That's really weird.
I believe you'll get it. You got it in practice. That surely means you get it now.
In
right?
this specific level, I have never done a Deathless run of this game, though. This is the part I'm thinking of, right? Yeah, so tight jumps over here. You have to really time those, and this Lego game actually has variable jump height, so I want to do small jumps over that. But now our health is really low. There is such thing as a half heart in this game, although when I'm on 1 heart, the game likes to not give it to me, and I'll shoot this turret off screen so that I don't have to deal with it. No heart? Alright. Well, as I attempt not to die for the rest of the level, why don't we throw it over for some more messages?
Sure thing. We got $10 from It's Me Mel saying, those are my favorite people. You better
Aw.
slay this game. And we also got $25 from Chesswiz
Yo, Chess!
Yo.
saying, Rip Qui-Gon. He was a real one. Putting those $25 towards the incentive for the next run, which is Lord of the Rings, Rescue the Pig target.
Yes.
That we definitely would like to meet. So keep the donations coming. We love it.
Yeah, so I didn't die.
Woo!
I like how there's a full health refill right at the very end of the level. I had half a heart, though. Alright, so Udapau is up next. Nothing happening right here, so yeah. Let me just say, please donate for Rescue the Pig.
Yeah, that's
time
a-
for,
that's a
one
great
more?
incentive.
Yeah, go for it, actually.
All right, we got $20 from Mom of Bear.
Yo!
With no comment or anything else, but yeah.
So
we know
that's-
where that one is going.
I don't think that's Bearhead's mom. I think that's my mom.
Yeah.
Because her Twitch account is Mom of Bear, so...
That makes sense. Also, I gotta say that was a killer Chewbacca impression.
Thank
before.
you.
That was really good.
Thank you. So now Obi-Wan realizes he needs the help of R4, and I don't know why R4 is alive right now.
He's twice as better as R2.
That's true, I guess. But R4 dies, or the droid equivalent, at the start of the battle over Coruscant, so he shouldn't be here right now. And it's not like this is a 2-player Lego game, so it doesn't need to have a second character, but here's R4, I guess.
It's really great to see Lego games that still hold to the old, faithful, wonderful 1P, 1C.
You would mention that. So, I had to wait before going to R4 because if I go as soon as I kill the droids, the game soft locks 100% of the time.
Yep.
Even if all the droids are dead and I go over to R4, if I'm too fast, it'll just be like, nope, no more level for you. But coming up with R4, there won't be anything right away, but there will be a section where I have to fly during a little cutscene where I actually have movement for some reason, have control. First of all, I have to use a panel that likes to not work, as panels sometimes are in this game. But after this, I'm going to need to listen to the game pretty closely.
It worked.
Alright, so...
Get silence in the room.
Okay, we should be good, because I can hear myself still flying. And yeah, we're now right back at Obi-Wan.
Woo!
Because I always take a lot of damage in that room, a nice full health refill there. And now it's time for my favorite trick. What is this called?
This is my favorite too. It's the Wiggle Bam.
Wiggle, bam.
Oh,
Right.
wiggle.
Wiggle,
Oh,
wiggle, bam!
nice.
Oh, never mind. Nope, no cheering for that. Boo!
We just get to see it again.
We do.
So it's a
Yeah,
blessing
yeah.
in disguise.
So I was too early at first, and then I was too late, and now I'm not even getting stuck at the wiggle spot.
Alright,
wiggle.
wiggle. Bam!
Bam! All right. Hey.
So all the corner clips that we've done earlier have been on the convex,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's a concave wiggle clip.
So I don't think it's actually faster. One of the reasons it's my favorite trick is because Jank Pickle doesn't do it. But now I'm just under the boss arena, and I jump up into the boss arena for what is the hardest fight in the run because of the way we do it with speedrun strats. So the way you're intended to do this is you handle all of these super battle droids first, and then that causes the green ones, which take more hits, to come down off of this stage-looking thing. It really looks like a stage. However, collision makes it so that I can kill these green ones while they're up there. And that will make it so that I then have to fight Grievous with all of these other supers hanging around. So I'm really hoping that they will kind of group up. Ooh, this is looking
That's
good.
a nice
That is
group.
looking good.
This is looking like it'll be all right. All right, so stay there, and I'll take them out with the Force. Why aren't you dying, buddy? All right, I'm going to take this one out too, and I do have to leave one alive, but I might die, so we'll see. Okay,
So he's attacking at a very specific rhythm to just not have Grievous break out of this stun lock.
yay, all right.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's one of the few places where I really can't commentate while I'm doing it, so... Yeah, and I passed it first try. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That wasn't me, guys. I swear.
All right, this is probably going to be the last point where I'll throw it over to our host for some messages.
Sure thing. I would like to remind everybody that we do have the Lord of the Rings Lego game coming up afterwards, which is also going to be amazingly hype. And we have an incentive for that, where you can donate to help rescue the pig at the end of the game. We are currently at $25 out of the $125 that we would like to raise for it. So get the donations coming in, and back to you.
Well, I'm hoping to be able to donate for some deaths to put towards that. But this is so far a deathless run.
You're
halfway
You're simply
through episode
playing too well.
Yeah.
Get worse.
Unfortunately.
Skill issue.
For real. So now that I'm through those huts, I will be doing this clip, I think. I will be doing this clip. And this clip is actually going to skip something, is going to skip the Order 66 cutscene, so that Order 66 canonically never happened.
Great.
And also there's no enemies while I get through here. But yeah, you may have noticed I pick up studs, and this is the last point where I can buy a revive in the game. Oh no, the clones are shooting at me anyway. No real Order 66 skip. Maybe someday.
One day.
It only skips the cutscene. The clones will shoot at me no matter what. Imagine if it caused them to not shoot at you. That would be crazy. So this level from now on is actually just retracing my footsteps from before. This is... I don't think it's exactly the same, but backwards at the moment, but it will be later. The really hard part, after I get the health upgrade, is that now I have no consistent drops for health for like the rest of the level.
Ooh.
Okay, so I lost kind of a lot of health there on that droidica,
Yeah.
which is not ideal at all.
Unless it's for charity, and then
Right.
Well-
ideal for charity.
To be fair, I was thinking from... Hello? I just clipped on top of that thing. Alright, I should be in the wall. Oh, please go through. Trying to avoid taking damage off of that turret. Okay.
There we go.
Now, the other scary part is that this room transition, for no reason at all, will steal almost half of my health every single time I go through. I go through with full health, I appear with only 4 hearts. So I had 4.5, I now have 2.5. For no reason at all. So that makes it very likely that I will, in fact, die at some point in this level.
Trying to humble you.
It sure is. Oh, okay. But I used Yoda just for the Force there, but now it's going to be faster to switch back to Chewbacca so that I don't have to use Yoda's speed for the remainder of this room, at least. All right. a lot of damage could be taken here from these clone troopers. I have to press on these 4 buttons to remove a force field. You know, that's just regular LEGO logic stuff. It's nothing special that this game has to offer.
At least they weren't in the way this time.
It's true. Although I will say that coming in contact with a force field in this game actually does deal damage. So, like, that makes Barry skip even more risky. But I don't have to skip around Barry in this one because the barrier is already gone. This is kind of like a 95% of the time I will just get shot and take damage there. But 2 hearts going into the last room is actually not as bad as I was expecting. However, I believe this is where I lost my deathless bit in the practice run today. So let's see. I will have to switch back to Yoda and just stay as him for the rest of the level because I've got to use his force powers to remove the last force field before I can get out of here. Sometimes, though, these things will drop hearts, and that's what I'm hoping for. And the nice thing in terms of trying not to die... No, that wasn't speed, that was a force thing. It's just green because Yoda's lightsaber is green. But the nice thing, once again, is that using the force makes you invincible. And that looked like a heart, yeah.
That looked like a heart.
All right. I'm so sorry, Make-A-Wish.
The deathless dream is staying alive.
That just means everyone else, you gotta donate to make up.
I can see, like, behind the wall there are some battle droids just lurking there, which isn't really a good sign because it may mean that the really slow, laggy enemies I want to despawn are there, and they sure are. Second time today, and only my second time this year seeing them spawn. Because I've been playing this game all year, and I've managed to despawn them every time. So I'm invincible right now, but let's see after... Okay, I might make it through.
Nice.
Yeah, okay.
That is very impressive.
Crazy.
2 short levels left. Why don't we throw it in that if the game crashes in this level, that'll count as a $10 death? Because this is the most common crash that can happen in the game in the next room. But first of all, we have yet another Wiggle Bam, so let's hope that this one doesn't fail.
Wiggle. Bam!
Yeah!
Woo!
See why it's my favorite? Gets everyone hyped.
Yeah. So... that one is actually much more punishing to fail because if you fail, you go back into that room where I started in, and you have to press on the buttons all over again. But once again, there are meant to be enemies here, and there just aren't. Sometimes doing skips like that will make it so that the trigger to the next room isn't there. Oh, execute order GG. Those totally look like G's, not 6s. But fortunately, with that first clip, you can just get into this room. Now, coming up here is a pretty precise jump off of this ledge.
Okay.
And bam!
Hey.
And we have another thing with a ledge over here where I'm supposed to be on top of one. However, I can reach this force switch from the water. Hi, Super. I don't want to see you right there. Because in order to prevent crashing, I really don't want to do anything except walk right now. Definitely not attack. Okay, you can squeeze through that gap, I guess. So I'm going to try to just walk and do nothing, but you can see that the game will really slow down to kind of a crawl right now, and that happens all the time even if it doesn't crash. Oh, okay, we may be good. I haven't seen it crash this late, but it's never too late, right?
Marathon luck always happens.
All right. One more clip, and this will end the level. Yeah, all right.
No crash.
No crash.
Woo!
Woo! We have one more level.
Yes, we do.
And it's a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really short. It's actually
Nice.
kind of by far the shortest of... It's by far the shortest of... of episode 3. But it might not be if things go wrong.
Yeah, I have seen this one go on for quite a long time.
As Bearhead said yesterday, I've spent like 15 minutes not getting this level to work. No, that shouldn't happen. Also, shoutouts to this awesome cutscene. Poor Padme. And poor episode 1 Obi-Wan. He's so worried. Alright, this jump is kind of harder than it looks. It's not that hard by any means, but Okay,
You
we're up
still
there.
got it?
Yep. And then I'll just be taking a jump into the boss room, and we have not even the last skip of the run. It's only the second to last skip of the run. So how does this one work?
Yeah, so right here we're going to see this camera pan into a different scene, but then off to the side here. We
There's a death.
There's a death.
That's $10.
one death. On that wall, if John can make it, they've got a little bit of a path, almost like a balance beam that they've got to get onto. And
Okay.
Hey.
And we're just going to keep running.
All right, now I have to wait for Anakin to catch up. Episode 2 Anakin, of course.
There he is.
And then I will be using 4 force pushes. Ooh, I might have to duel you a little bit, yeah. So this is a duel, what happens when you get... Ooh, I won that one, excuse me. Okay, then he's gonna run off, and I will pause to win. Ooh, that felt really late. I hope I still get this.
Oh.
Okay,
Pause, champ.
2 pauses, and then by doing that, he should get stuck in the lava and just die. And just die, yeah, okay.
Woo!
And that's it. Time is going to end as soon as these status screens are all cleared. Kind of a long status screen, but I want to say a massive thank you to everyone for watching this run. Everyone in the crowd for being insanely hyped for this game.
Woo!
And time.
Nice.
Sub 45. Oh my god.
Let's go.
All right.
Nice. That was so good.
So my PB is 43:17. I'd like to give a shout out to those who have a sub 45 because there was Schneeheide who ran this game a long time ago, and her run of sub 45 was really ahead of its time. It was a 44:55, and that had a lot of the strats that I still used in this run. There were some more strats found by Skucker, another sub 45 runner and former world record holder. I believe he was the first to beat Schneeheide's time 4 years after that time was set. Other than that, a huge shout out to all of the LEGO crew we've got here today, and special shout outs to the mod team. We've got Losses here. We've got, who else we got? We have, I'm blanking totally. We Super, Chimkin, and Prince.
And you.
And me, yeah. I ran this game. Go follow me on Twitch or something. And I'd like to give a huge shout out to ESA for having me back because they accept me for a run every time I submit. This is, to the date, my 5-year anniversary of my first ESA run. So that is really, really cool that I'm here again right now. And then last shout out to Captain Paxo, who's running right after this.
Yeah.
And these two, I guess, who
Everyone's got
commented the thing. All right, so thank you very much. That's all I have for today. Enjoy the rest of ESA.
Thank you so much for Laser Trap for that amazing showcase. Let's give him one last round of applause. That was so good and almost deathless.
Almost.
Almost deathless.
But hey, charity gets some money.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's what we're here for after all.
Yeah, please.
But yeah,
please
with
keep
that,
donating.
we are gonna go to a little